dripping shower, and sometimes determining which side it is can be helpful. This one's dripping, you know, pretty consistently, and again, sometimes with a wand this can be a little tricky to tell what's actually going on. What you can do is sometimes turn it, like try turning it off a little bit and see if it gets worse, the drip, or not. Of course, turning it on a little bit, you're going to show. The other way is just kind of feeling the water to see if it's warmer or hotter, and sometimes it's nearly impossible to tell. A lot of times I just wind up replacing both cartridges if that's the case, which is what I'm going to do here. Just replacing both. So I prefer to okay, and all of a sudden the drip stopped. Look at that. And that was after I messed with the cold side. It really seems like I got it to stop there. So here I'm turning it to the right a little bit, turning it on a little bit. And that most definitely made it stop. So what I can try is tightening that cartridge down a little bit and see if that changes things. Maybe I'm not going to need to replace that cartridge after all. This is a 3/4 inch cartridge is what fits here. A lot of times I'll just take this part off. It feels like maybe this one was looser than normal. You don't really have to cinch these down. What works really good for this is a 3/4 inch deep socket. You can do it with a regular standard size socket, but you kind of got to take the socket off and tap it a couple times to fit over. And then you just kind of insert it without inserting the deal all the way. But with a deep socket, you can get all the way down, and it's a little bit easier. So this one, I'm just going to tighten just a hair, and it wasn't very loose. But anyway, that's going to, and we stopped our drip there. Sometimes what happens is this cartridge gets pressed in a little bit, and then these little gaskets aren't sealing as good as they could. Anyway, this one's not dripping anymore, so no point in going any deeper on this one. It was leaking, it was dripping. Not anymore. Got away easy today. So these, you don't want to over tighten them. Oh, look at that. See, tightening it down caused it to drip. So it could just be that put in pressure on the deal is causing the drip. So I'm going to back that off. Give that a little tap. Tighten it down again. I don't want to leave it loose because, of course, then it's just going to happen. But it's definitely our cold side that's dripping there. So maybe I'm going to have to change that cartridge. Okay, so I'll go ahead and change the cartridge. No big deal. I'm just going to loosen it a hair so that I've got it ready. Then I'll go turn the cold water off. Okay. A hair more than I wanted to. Just make sure that it's going to come out nice and easy once I got the water off. And now I'll go turn the water off. Okay, so I went ahead and turned the water off, and I turned both sides off this time, just because I have another repair in a couple days here. And it looks like the hot water is not shutting off. I got lucky this time. Next time I'll have to turn off everything at the boiler. But anyway, now I know what I'm in for down the road. So here we go. At least our cold water's off. What we could do here is stick like a piece of laminated paper in there in case there is any water inside there. What we can do is stick a piece of paper or something in there, and that'll divert the water . That can help divert the water out of there, just in case there's a little residual there. And there is, rather than that going back there. And you want to feel inside there, make sure there's no pieces of gasket material left behind, just when there's not. Here's our new cartridge. So insert our new cartridge. And we'll tighten it down just snug. Not too snug. Just snug enough. We don't need our paper in there anymore. And I'm ready to turn the water back on. And what I'll do is just open the valve just a tiny bit. This way when I turn the water on, the water will come from the shower, but it'll push any air that might have gotten in there out of the shower right here. Go ahead and turn it off and make sure everything's good to go. Make sure we have no more leaks. It looks like it's going to do the trick. Alright. So I'll reinsert our sleeve here. Extension sleeve. Careful not to get it cross-threaded. Just kind of want to linger there. And that could just be the leftover stuff in the wand here, so go ahead and set it down. Yeah, that's probably just the swinging of the wand. Good. Let's go ahead and put it back together here. It's got the sleeve here. Okay. Put our handle back on, and this is a good point to clean things up. So, usually what I do is just take my rag and just kind of polish this deal up a little bit. Okay. And then this just is a screw inside. Put it on over the sleeve. Tighten it just nice and finger tight. Put our cap in so it's nice and straight up and down. And we're good to go. Again, the swinging of the wand is just adding a little bit of pressure on this adjustable deal here. Got a couple different settings. Again, the wand does sometimes make it tricky to prove that it's not leaking, but you can actually take the shower head off and make sure you're not leaking that way. But we're good to go there. Nice new cartridge. Now all that's left is just to cover my tracks. Make things better, leave it better than it was when I got here.